Hello everybody, Liam Carroll from SYS Wealth and Financial Planners here. This is the latest in the series of the Health for Your Wealth podcasts, and the idea behind these podcasts is to meet qualified expert professionals in order to give health to your wealth. And delighted today to be joined by Claire Keating. And Claire, just to give a brief background on her, along with her husband Rory, she owns and runs 3 pharmacies with locations in Newcastle West, Roxborough, in Limerick and Shannon in County Clare. They have an online store, www.pharmacystore.ie, where they sell over 3,000 products, offering next day delivery to their customers. They employ 40 staff, both full and part-time, and their main focus is, and always has been, is providing excellent customer service, both in-store and online. And they always try to support Irish startups and showcase their products to help them grow and be successful. So Claire, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
Oh, thanks, Liam. Delighted to be here.
Excellent, excellent. I suppose, Claire, just the first question, and the question we ask everybody really, from both a personal and professional background, what are the main challenges that you have faced, I suppose, over the last 12, 14 months since the onset of the COVID?
Okay, I suppose professionally, first of all, maintaining supply of medicines within the business and COVID prevention products to our stores and online customers, that's been really important because, you know, we had to remain open throughout the pandemic. There was no stage where we closed down. So we had to transition very, very fast in order to make sure that our shops were open, that our staff were protected, that we had the necessary COVID prevention products available for purchase. Also, a significant ramp up of our online business during the first lockdown. So we saw huge growth within our website. Obviously, people were told to stay at home, do not leave your houses. So people were buying online. So the footfall was down in store, but the growth in our online really went through the roof, and that kind of surprised us. So we had to very much pivot and, you know, put a lot of extra resources into the online side of things very, very fast without very much notice. Also, keeping the stores open during increased cases of COVID transmission as a result of the UK strain of the virus and all the other strains that were coming on stream. So we had to, as I said, had to remain open, and we saw a lot of change in terms of how prescriptions were delivered. It was always by hand, so we saw a change to online. So all the prescriptions were sent in via email, via health mail, and basically that was a new way of that's something that we had been lobbying for a long time, was to get the prescriptions sent via health mail, so you're not kind of following them up from the doctors. But that's something that has been a positive, I suppose, and getting the prescriptions out to our customers, you know, via courier or deliver them ourselves, for especially for the older generation who were at home, you know, and couldn't get out. Personally, I suppose trying to remain positive. You know, this pandemic has affected everybody. There's nobody that hasn't been impacted by this pandemic, and it has been, you know, it has been difficult for myself and Rory, I suppose, to, you know, keep the shop open, keep our staff on, and, you know, at the end of the day, just, you know, remain open, I suppose, is the main thing. I suppose my brother lives over in London, and he's a new baby as well that we have only seen once in the last 12 months, and, you know, thank God for Skype and Zoom, you know, in order to keep that relationship going. But it has been very hard, especially my parents as well. So I'm just really looking forward to getting my parents vaccinated fully, and, you know, that we can meet up again as a family. And that's, you know, that's something that I think that's all of us want really, is just to be able to meet up with our loved ones in a safe environment. You know, so that's all we're hoping for.
Isn't it? It's amazing, really, like that when you do these interviews, that the amount of people affected personally, meeting family members and their elderly parents. Well, elderly-ish, they could kill me if they see this, but that they're very protective of them, like, and it's just amazing. Different elements come out of different people. But just to go back on one thing you said there, I know from a good 3 years back, you would have been very progressive on your online system and getting prescriptions and things as much as you could do online. But just asking, and I won't hold you to these figures, and maybe it's a curveball thrown, but percentage-wise, would the online to the store, would it have changed much over the last 12 months?
Oh, completely. Yeah, yeah. Our online literally, it exploded, it erupted. Like we went to doing maybe 100 orders a day, you know, from maybe 20 orders a day to 100 plus orders a day, very, very fast. And I suppose we had to move our staff who were working in store to actually help with the online side of things. So we had to transition very, very fast, and that side just really erupted. I suppose a lot of Irish businesses would have experienced that as well, especially in the healthcare side of things as well, because people were told, take your vitamins, supplements, build up your immunity and all that kind of side of things. So people were, there was a real emphasis on staying healthy and protecting yourself. And that's definitely an area that we saw exploding. While the footfall definitely is down, in store, it's up online, no two ways about it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think an awful lot in our industry as well, we find that most things are nearly done by Zoom rather than face. And it's amazing, like, that it took a pandemic now to force people to use something that was there already. Like, so it's
exactly.
It's amazing from that point.
It's a new way of life.
Completely. I suppose you've a vast experience, I suppose, in the pharmacy industry and in other industries as well. But just for people, hopefully, coming out of the COVID, just nuggets of information that you could give to people from your industry that would be of beneficial to them that they could do and they're not doing at the moment?
I suppose utilize the great deals in store and online. And as I said there about vitamins and supplements as well to support your immune system, that's super important. We have a range in line called Revive Active, and that's been a real Irish success story. And it's an excellent product. We're selling it online for buy one, get one half price, and have done for the last nearly 12 months at this stage. So we've seen a real move towards, as I said, people really looking after themselves and building up their immune systems and protecting themselves, as well as vitamin D. All of the health professionals are encouraging people to take vitamin D now. So that's something that has really exploded as well. Everybody's on vitamin D right now, whether you're taking a supplement or a spray, whatever. I think vitamin D is so important, and that's something that has really exploded as well within the market. As well, I suppose there's a real move towards, I suppose, people holidaying in Ireland as well. Obviously, none of us are going abroad.
Yeah.
So you can see that, the Irish, I suppose, supporting Irish businesses, supporting Irish, when you're here in this country, as I have written down here now, just a few different notes.
Okay, take it right.
So I suppose as a nation, we have been really diligent and conform to the restrictions imposed on us to prevent the spread of the virus. So I think there's going to be a real increase in domestic tourism to a general and more positive trend to consumer spending as well, and as we kind of trying to get back to some bit of normality. So that's something that has definitely, has definitely changed our way of life. I think we've all got to see parts of our country that we've never seen before, and it's great that we are supporting local businesses, and the hotels, restaurants, they're all suffering, and I think that's going to be a real emphasis now to really support them when they reopen again.
Yeah, and even the likes of RT at the end of Kenny show on and a few programs like that, like that they do show the beauty in our country, like is amazing, like, and it's fantastic to support local. I think it's totally understood, if that makes sense, like, isn't it, that people just don't get the beauty in the country, really. So they don't. I suppose,
like, we always say you go to Spain, Portugal, wherever you're on your holidays, but now I suppose people are going to the west of Ireland, they're Donegal all the way down to Kerry, Cork, you name it. And like, there is great beauty in this country, there's no two ways about it, and I suppose it really opened up our eyes to what's on our own doorstep. You don't need to go abroad, like, which is obviously, like, we all miss it, and we'd all love to get back to it at some stage, but appreciate what we have, on our own doorstep is so important, and support those businesses that are, that are going to be struggling, the ones that actually do get to reopen again. They need us.
Exactly. Just, you've been well known and very prominent, I suppose, in the Limerick area, and a fantastic activist for local environmental issues, and congratulations on all your work over the years. It's been fantastic. We've been all following you on the Limerick Leader and 95, etc., like that. But do you think that the pandemic itself has made people more conscious, and it has affected the environment overall, hasn't it? Do you understand my question?
I think people definitely, there's a real shift towards, people are way more aware now of our environment, of climate change. We've been beating the drum about it for years and years and years, but I think people are really more conscious now, especially of waste, of, protecting our environment, even rubbish on the ground, things like that. I think there's a real emphasis on environmental issues, and even TLC. I was delighted to see that the TLC Team Limerick cleanup went ahead there on Good Friday. It's a fantastic initiative to get people out and about, picking up rubbish in their local areas, getting the young people out, getting the older generation out, everybody out and about, just all for one common good, and that is to make sure your area is nice and clean, and just take pride in your area, you know. So it's simple things like that, you know, just taking pride in your area and trying to reduce your waste, right up to the bigger issues like air pollution, climate change, etc. But I think there's definitely way more awareness now. I don't know, will people be traveling as much? You know, now will people be working at home working more at home from here on out? Or will they have the balance of, you know, going into the office maybe two days a week, working at home 3 days a week, traveling less? Will people be flying as much as they used to? I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be a reduction in the amount of people that will be, you know, flying for, you know, unnecessary needs. Where if they can do it online, I think Zoom is a fantastic platform for people to meet up, discuss different ideas and initiatives, rather than having to sit in your car and physically go to a meeting in Dublin or wherever. So it certainly has changed. The last 12 months have been a huge learning curve for people.
Yeah, it really, really has, like, and I think the amount, even from my point of view, like, we're doing the vast majority of things on Zoom, and like from the environmental point of view, like we don't put fuel in the car anymore.
No.
Really, like, and it's just, I suppose, add that on by hundreds and thousands, like, and it does make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does, yeah, big time. And I think, you know, like electric cars are becoming more and more popular as well. Yeah. So there's going to be transition, you know, to the electric cars, the hybrid models as well, in the next 10 years. So you can see it happening. It's slowly happening, and young people are more so are very much, they're learning in school about, you know, all of these. They're bringing it home. They're teaching the parents really, you know, the importance of doing the simple things, you know, and you know, and changing their habits a little bit and recycling more. That's the most important thing. Like, it's just what can I do as a, you know, as a consumer to reduce the amount of waste I produce, to protect the environment, to stop, you know, things going to landfill and to incineration. Like, we can all play our part, and that's the most important thing really, is, you know, that everybody does at least try and do something to reduce their you know, the amount of waste they produce and help the environment.
Piece by piece, for want of a better way to put it, like, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely, exactly. Yeah.
No, you're nearly out of jail. You've only a few questions left, Claire. We'll let you get back to your online sales. The next question, Claire, I suppose, in your experience over the years, what financial services product, and I suppose, as you know, we're in the financial services industry, but what financial services product have you found to be the most useful or beneficial, or would you highly recommend people to avail of?
Well, I suppose first thing, pensions. I think pensions are super important. You know, especially a lot of our staff now are young. They come in their early, you know, late teens, early 20s. And that's something that we offer, you know, is definitely a company pension plan. And I think it's a lot of them, they don't want to know about it, because, you know, what do I want a pension for here and that? They just want their money to go out and buy clothes and, you know, have a good time, a lot of them. But, you know, that's something that we do encourage is a pension plan. And I think you have to start putting away, you know, a little bit every month for your future. You know, that's something that is super important, and something that we try to encourage as well, I suppose, as a business.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Pensions are very important, and especially going down the line with the state pension, what age will taxes that are going down the line. So they're getting more and more important. So it'll be interesting the way that'll go.
They are, exactly, and the government keep pushing the pension age out as well. Yeah. So God only knows by the time we retire what age it'll be, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose it's pure mathematics really. It'll be interesting what way it's going to end up really, like, but it's only going one way. I suppose you have smaller families, don't you, compared to the 5 and 6 and 7?
Yeah, exactly. Gone are the days of having 12, 13 children, you know. Having to put them through college and all that.
It's 3 or 4 now, it's nearly how do you manage it? Whereas one day it was 15 or 16, how do they manage it? But
Exactly. Yeah, everything has changed. Yeah, it really has. So it's how you adapt, I suppose.
It's fantastic. The best bit of advice that you ever got?
The greatest bit of advice I suppose I got was just respect, treat people with respect.
Yeah.
That's something that my parents always instilled in myself and my brother and sister growing up. always, be courteous, be respectful, whether or not, you're in a situation where you're in a debate or in a conversation with somebody, that you always understand their point of view and respect their point of view, whether you disagree with it or whether you agree with it. I think that's the most important thing for me, is treat people with respect and treat people with courtesy.
It's actually very similar to my father had a saying, and it was very simple. He said, everybody, he said, has a story to tell.
Correct.
Correct. Same, just a different way of saying it, I think, but yeah, that's just.
Well, that's it, exactly, and respect what people have to say, and that's it. Like, you mightn't have to agree with them, but that's just, I just think respect is huge, and I think we lost sight of that, for a while, but I think more and more people have, I think that they've really stripped everything back now to basics.
Agreed.
And we're talking more, we're engaging more, we're discussing our feelings, our thoughts, our fears, our challenges.
Men in particular, nearly, Claire, compared to where they were at, like, isn't it?
Absolutely, big time. And the pharmacies are, because the doctors aren't really seeing patients as much. People are coming into us and they are, talking to us and ringing us online here, or ringing us in the store, asking for help or advice or whatever. And just, like, everybody's finding this pandemic, really, really difficult. And I just think, just listen to people and, try and have an ear there to just listen to them and see if you can help, advise or whatever, just to make them feel a little bit better, And
the final question, I suppose, in a way, it's nearly a statement and a question in one, but you obviously have your online system and you have that very well set up. What's the website again, Claire? It's
pharmacystore.ie.
Pharmacystore.ie. And that's going to be put at the end of the interview. You'll see the details of that. So if you just click on that link, and that'll bring you into it. But you're very well set up with your online system, and if someone goes in, but you're there for phone and Zoom consultations and things if somebody wants to do something like that?
Yeah, we're in the process of doing an online doctor at the moment. It's not up and running yet, but yeah, we have you can order your prescription online, so we can send it out to you the next day as well, and that's all free delivery in terms of that. We do provide the flu vaccinations as well in store every season, so we do them obviously at winter time as well, and we're hoping to provide COVID vaccinations as well. We've applied to the HSE to get accreditation to do that, so that's something that we will be rolling out hopefully in the next couple of months, once the HSE have the adequate amount of vaccines. That's something that we will definitely be doing as well in store. So yeah, as much as anything that we can do to help people out, we will certainly, we are there 7 days a week.
Quick, you have 3 stores. You might just give people an idea where they are again, Claire, if that's okay.
Yeah, so Darwood Pharmacy, Newcastle West, that's open 7 days a week behind there. And the second one is in Roxborough, Southside Pharmacy. They're beside the Maldron Hotel. That's open 6 days a week. And the third is in Ballycasey Pharmacy, Shannon, and that's again open 6 days a week.
That's fantastic. Claire, thank you so much. And sorry for taking up so much of your time, but I found it very interesting. Definitely learned a good bit out of it. I know you a good few years and you're definitely a people person, and we'd highly recommend your services. John Loftus from the Midwest Mentoring Group swears by your online system and everything, and he wasn't born today or yesterday either.
No.
So if he can do it, I think everyone could do it from a technological point of view. So very best of luck in the future with all your endeavours, and thanks for taking the time again, and we'll talk soon. So, and
Super.
thanks
Thank you, Liam.
for listening in.
Thanks, Liam.